সাম্প্রতিক সময়ে সারা আমেরিকা জুড়ে বিভিন্ন বিক্ষোভ সমাবেশে একটি পোস্টার বেশ চোখে পড়ছে। সমাবেশে আগত মানুষের কাছে পোস্টারটি হয়ে উঠেছে প্রতিবাদ জানানোর ভাষা। এর বিষয়বস্তু হচ্ছে একজন আমেরিকান মুসলিম নারী যুক্তরাষ্ট্রের পতাকাকে হিজাব হিসেবে পরিধান করেছেন। এই পোর্ট্রেটটির যিনি নারীমুখ তিনি হচ্ছেন বাংলাদেশি আমেরিকান মুনিরা আহমেদ। ভয়েস অফ আমেরিকার স্টুডিওতে আজ আমরা তাকে স্কাইপের মাধ্যমে আমন্ত্রণ জানিয়েছি। Munira Ahmed, welcome to our show.
Thank you very much for having me.
Your face has been on this poster, and this poster got so much attention. Tell me, how did all of this get started?
How this all got started actually was a long time ago, 10 years ago. I was contacted by a photographer named Ridwan Adhami, and he shot multiple times for a magazine called Illume magazine. He had an idea for a concept, and he told me that he wanted me to be the model for this cover. And the cover would be, he explained, a Muslim woman wearing an American flag, hijab, and near the area of Ground Zero in front of New York Stock Exchange building. The shot that we ended up using did not have the New York Stock Exchange in the background, but weirdly, it actually had the Trump building on Wall Street in the background of the original photo. Over the years, it became a very popular photo. Just, so many Muslim blogs, Muslim think pieces were using this as their imagery. We were not getting credited any of those times, but it's okay. But now, how we got to where we are with it now is 1 month ago, Ridwan actually contacted me and let me know that he was approached by Amplifier Foundation to recreate the original photo with a painter, a very famous painter, Shepard Fairey, and he wanted me to know that that was happening, and also to ask my permission to let that happen. So that's how it all got started. Just literally a month ago, I found out any of this was even happening. Then the march happened, and then, first the Kickstarter campaign happened, and they raised a lot of funds to place the photo in various newspapers to create different sizes of prints.
What message do you want to give with this image?
The message I would like to give, that I've wanted to give this whole time with the photograph, is that even though a person is Muslim, that doesn't mean or make them any less American than somebody else. And even if someone is American, that doesn't make them any less Muslim than somebody else. I think around the time we shot this, which was 2007, there was so much going on. 9/11 had happened, 6 years prior. And it was a very interesting time. And a lot of the political pundits were saying, not political pundits, just people in general were all saying, how come you're not condemning, how come you Muslims that live here in America are not condemning these acts of terrorism? How come you're not speaking out against all of these atrocious acts of violence against us? And I just was fed up. I think the photographer also felt a way about having to prove that we're American, because we always condemn these acts. We always speak out against these acts. But then what ends up happening is that they fall on deaf ears. People pretend or don't acknowledge that that's what we do, that we very strongly and very clearly make it known that we're not like them, that they commit sins against Islam. But yeah, the message really was just, we are American, we are Muslim, and we don't compromise either. We don't have to prove ourselves to be either to anyone. We just live our lives. We exist, and here's the visual representation of that.
You have attended the Women's March and other protests. What were your feelings about that?
My feelings about the Women's March, about attending the Women's March in Washington, D.C. were, I mean, it was incredible. It was just an incredible moment in my life, in the life of, I think, anyone who was there, and anyone who was at any of the sister marches throughout the United States and across the world can say that it was just a beautiful sense of community, of inclusion, of demanding our voices be heard, of exercising our right to protest, and take a stand against what was happening, the previous day in Washington. I think it makes a difference to see that many people come together, to show, here we are. We're not going to just take this lying down. We demand that we're heard and that you now work for us. So just so you know, we're not going to make this easy for you.
Did anyone recognize you, that you are the person on that poster?
I don't think anyone did. Honestly, the photo was shot 10 years ago. So I was 22 at the time I was in the photo, the original photo. And the poster that Shepard Fairey created, I don't think it was meant to look exactly like the photo. It definitely looks more like an animated superhero comic book version of my features. I think that, there was one person, she did say, I knew it was you. I knew that was you on the poster. Her name was Congressman Jackie Spear. I'm not sure if I believe it. I just think that maybe she heard someone else say that was me, and I don't know. Maybe she really did see that was me. Yeah, but no, most of the time I went up to people, I asked them, can I take a picture? Is it okay? And they would hold, the photo and the poster of me, and then they'd say, yeah, no problem. And then they'd just keep walking.
You were brought up by a Bangladeshi American family. Can you please tell us about your experience growing up in this country?
I'm going to try to answer this in Bangla. Amar এই দেশে জন্ম, আমার এই দেশে বড় হওয়া, but ছোটবেলা থেকে সবসময় আমার বাবা মার সাথে সব বাঙালি ফাংশন যে সব হয়তো এই কুইন্সে, সব পুরা নিউ ইয়র্ক ট্রাই-স্টেট এরিয়া, সবসময় অনেকগুলি activities, Bangladeshi March, Bangladeshi Parade, Bangladeshi Boishaki Mela. Like I was very much a part of that scene. My baba pharmacist, so through him I knew the whole pharmacist community. Of course, New York, like just a million pharmacists that are Bengali, and they all have kids, and their kids are sometimes my age or a little bit older or younger. And আমার দাদির সাথে যখন আমার এক বছর বয়স ছিল যখন আমার দাদি এই দেশে আসছে, আর ওনার সাথে সবসময় বাংলা, এখন পর্যন্ত যখন দেখা হয়, we speak Bangla, of course. And I think that was really important in shaping me as a person, to know just all the traditions and cultures of where my parents are from. I used to go to Bangladesh a lot, as often as my mom used to go, which was all the time. But I haven't been back in like 15 years. সবাই এখন বিদেশে থাকে, so really there's really no one to visit except my khala. My Boro khala lives in Bangladesh, and my cousin Nazifa, but they come to New York every year. So
you normally don't wear a hijab, but in the poster your face symbolizes that of a hijabi woman. What was in your mind when you guys wanted to do this photo shoot?
So that is correct. I normally don't wear hijab. And at the time when I was asked to do this photo shoot, I also back then did not wear hijab. It did cross my mind when Ridwan propositioned me and told me, about the concept. I definitely thought, like, is this appropriate? Is this respectful to women who are hijabi? For me, someone who does not choose that to pose in that way, because I know it symbolizes more than just a fabric or a cloth. I don't consider it something that you should be like, pretending that you're that if you're not that. but the thing is, I am Muslim and Islam is in my heart. So I felt like Ridwan, being who Ridwan is, he knows many hijabi people. His wife is hijabi. He could have asked any number of women that he knows that are hijabi sisters. And for some reason or another, he thought of me to do this. And I just didn't, I thought, let me not question it. And also around that time, I was thinking, I feel a sisterhood with anyone who is a Muslim woman, whether they display it with a veil or they don't display it. If I know that they're Muslim, I know that we share something. So that's why I was hoping that this doesn't come across in any way inappropriate or unrespectful for women who do choose to do this. Because I think it's beautiful. I think when they do it and they choose to do it, I can see that it is empowering. I can see that it's not rooted for them in patriarchy or just all of the negative stereotypes that are associated with it.
Munira Ahmed, thank you for talking with us today.
Thank you for having me.